Hello, my name is Deanne. This is Deanne's Treasure Studio, where I read gaming content not available on Audible. So gather round, friends, to hear Free Reading 2024, Chapter 7, Spells Description, starting with S as in Sleet Storm. Sleet Storm, Level 3, Conjuration, Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. Casting time, action. Range 150 feet. Components VSM. A miniature umbrella. Duration concentration up to 1 minute. Until the spell ends, sleet falls in a 40-foot tall, 20-foot radius cylinder centered on a point you choose within range. The area is heavily obscured, and exposed flames in the area are doused. Ground in the cylinder is difficult terrain. When a creature enters the cylinder for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must succeed a dexterity saving throw or have the prone condition and lose concentration. Slow, Level 3, Transmutation, Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 120 feet, components VSM, a drop of molasses, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be affected by the spell for the duration. The affected target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and it can't take reactions. On its turns, it can take either an action or a bonus action, not both. And it can make only one attack if it has the attack action. If it casts a spell with a somatic component, there is a 25% chance the spell fails as a result of the target making the spell's gestures too slowly. An affected target repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the spell on itself on a success. Sorceress Burst, Evocation, Cantrip, Sorcerer, Casting time, action, range 120 feet, components VS, duration instantaneously. You cast Sorceress Energy at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 damage of the type you choose: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, psychic, or thunder. If you roll a d8 on the 8 on the d8 for the spell, you can roll another d8 and add it to the damage. When you cast the spell, the minimum number of these d8s you can add to the spell's damage equals to your spellcasting ability modifier. Cantrip upgrade. The damage increases by 1d8 when you reach levels 5, 2d8, 11, 3d8, and 17, 4d8. Spare the Dying, Necromancy, Cantrip, Cleric, Druid. Casting time, action, range 15 feet. Components VS, duration instantaneous. You choose a creature within range that has 0 hit points and isn't dead. The creature becomes stable. Cantrip upgrade. The range doubles when you reach levels 5, 30 feet, 11, 60 feet, 17, 120 feet. Speak with animals. Level 1, Divination, Bard, Druid, Ranger, Warlock. Casting time, action, or ritual. Range, self-components VS, duration 10 minutes. For the duration, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts, and you can use any of the influence action skills options with them. Most beasts have little to say about topics that don't pertain to survival or companionship, but at minimum, a beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever it has perceived within the past day. Speak with Dead. Level 3 Necromancy, Bard, Cleric, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 10 feet. Components VSM, Burning Incense. Duration 10 minutes. You grant the semblance of life to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer questions you pose. The corpse must have a mouth, and the spell fails if the deceased creature was undead when it died. The spell also fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the past 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions, and the corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the language it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are antagonistic towards it or it recognizes you as an enemy. This spell does return to the creature's soul. This spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Speak with Plants, Level 3, Transmutation, Bard, Druid, Ranger. Casting time, action, range, self, components VS, duration 10 minutes. You imbued plants with the immobile 30-foot emanation with limited sentence and emanation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the past day, giving information about creatures that have passed, weather, and other circumstances. You also can turn difficult terrain caused by the plant growth, such as thickets and undergrowth, into ordinary terrain that lasts for the duration. Or you can turn ordinary terrain where plants are present into difficult terrain that lasts for the duration. This spell doesn't enable plants to uproot themselves and move about, and they can move their branches, tendrils, and stalks for you. If a plant creature is in the same area, you can communicate with it as if you were shared a common language. Spider Climb, Level 2, Transmutation, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Casting time, action, range, touch, components VSM, a drop of bitumen and a spider. Duration, concentration up to 1 hour until the spell ends. One willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up and down across vertical surfaces and along the ceilings while leaving the hands free. The target also gains the climb speed equal to its speed. Using a higher level spell slot, you can target one additional creature for each spell slot level above 2. Spike Growth, Level 2, Transmutation, Druid, Ranger. Casting time, action, range 150 feet, components VSM, 7 thorns. Duration, concentration up to 10 minutes. The ground in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range sprouts hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. The transformation on the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area when the spell is cast must succeed on a search action to succeed on a wisdom, perception, or survival check against your spell save DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous before entering. Spirit Guardians, Level 3, Conjuration Cleric. Casting time, action, range, self, components VSM, a prayer scroll. Duration, concentration up to 10 minutes. Protective spirits flit around you in a 15-foot emanation for the duration. If you are good or neutral, this Their spectral form appears as angelic or fey, your choice. If you are evil, they appear fiendish. When you cast a spell, you can designate creatures to be unaffected by it. Any other creature's speed is halved in the emanation, and whenever the emanation enters a creature's space, or whenever a creature enters the emanation or ends its turn there, the creature must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage. If you are good or neutral, 3d8 necrotic damage. If you are evil, on a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. A creature makes the save only once per turn. Using higher level spell slots, the damage increases 1d8 for each spell slot level above 3. Spiritual Weapon, Level 2, Evocation, Cleric. Casting time, bonus action, range 60 feet, components vs. duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You create a floating spectral force that resembles a weapon of your choice and lasts for up to the duration. The force appears within range in a space of your choice, and you can immediately make one melee spell attack against one creature within 5 feet of your choice. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. On a bonus action, on your later turns, you can move the force up to 20 feet and repeat the action against the creature within 5 feet of it. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage increases by 1d8 for every spell slot level above 2. Staggering Smite, Level 4 Enchantment Paladin, casting time, bonus action, which you take immediately after hitting a creature with a melee weapon or unarmed strike. Range self-components V, duration instantaneous. The target takes a extra 46 psychic damage from the attack, and the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the stun condition until the end of your next turn. Using higher level spell slots, the extra damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot level above 4. Starry Wisp, Evocation, Cantrip, Bard, Druid. Casting time, action, range 60 feet, components vs. duration instantaneous. You launch a mote of light at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 radiant damage, and until the end of your next turn, it emits dim light in a 10-foot radius and can't benefit from invisibility condition. Cantrip upgrade. The damage increases by 1d8 when you reach levels 5, 2d8, 11, 3d8, and 17, 4d8. Steel Wind Strike, Level 5, Conjuration, Ranger, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 30 feet, components SM. A melee weapon worth 1 plus silver. Duration instantaneous. You flourish a weapon used in the casting and then vanish to strike like the wind. Choosing up to 5 creatures you can see within range, make a melee spell attack against each target. On a hit, the target takes 6d10 force damage. You then teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of one of the targets. Stinking Cloud, Level 3, Conjuration, Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 90 feet, components VSM, a rotten egg. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of yellow nauseating gas centered on a point within range. The cloud is heavily obscured. The cloud lingers in the air for the duration or until a strong wind, such as one created by the gust of wind, dissipates it. Each creature that starts its turn in the sphere must succeed on a constitution saving throw or have the poisoned condition until the end of the current turn. When poisoned in this way, the creature can't make an action or bonus action. Stone shape. Level 4 transmutation. Cleric, druid, wizard. Casting time, action, range, touch components, VSM, soft clay, duration, instantaneous. You touch a stone object or medium size or smaller, or a section of stone no more than 5 foot in dimension, and form it into a shape you like. For example, you could shape a larger rock into a weapon, statue, or coffer. You could make a small passage through a wall that is 5 feet thick. You could also shape a stone door or its frame to steal the door shut. That didn't make sense because you wouldn't steal it. You would seal the door shut. The object you create can have up to 2 hinges and a latch, but the finer mechanic details isn't possible. Stone skin. Level 4 transmutation. Druid, ranger, sorcerer, wizard. Casting time, action, range, touch components, VSM, diamond dust worth 100 plus gold pieces, which this spell consumes. Duration, concentration up to 1 hour. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Storm of Vengeance, level 9, conjuration, druid. Casting time, action, range 1 mile. Components, VS, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. A churning storm cloud forms for the duration, centered on a point within range and spreading its radius of 300 feet. Each creature under the cloud, when it appears, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or takes 2d6 thunder damage and has the deafened condition for the duration. At the start of each of your later turns, the storm produces different effects as detailed below. Turn 2. Acidic rain falls. Each creature and object under the cloud takes 4d6 acid damage. Turn 3. You call 6 bolts of lightning from the cloud to strike 6 different creatures or objects beneath it. Each target takes a dexterity saving throw, taking 10d6 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. Turn 4. Hailstones rains down. Each creature under the cloud takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Turns 5 to 10. Gusts of freezing rain assail the area under the cloud. Each creature there takes 1d6 cold damage under the spell. Until the spell ends, the area is difficult terrain and heavily obscured. The ranged attacks with weapons are impossible here, and strong wind blows through the area. Suggestion: level 2 enchantment, bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Casting time, action, range 30 feet, components VM, a drop of honey, duration, concentration up to 8 hours. You suggest a course of activity described in no more than 25 words to one creature you see within range that can hear and understand you. The suggestion must sound achievable and not involve anything that would obviously deal damage to the target or its allies. For example, you could say, "Fetch me the key to the Colt's treasure vault and give the key to me." Or you could say, "Stop fighting, leave the library peacefully, and don't return." The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charmed condition for the duration or until you or your allies deal damage to the target. The charmed target pursues the suggestion to the best of its ability. The suggested activity can continue for the entire duration But if the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends for the target. The spell ends for the target upon the completing it. Sorry about that. Summon Aberration. Level 4 Conjuration Warlock Wizard. Casting time action. Range 90 feet. Components VSM. A pickled tentacle and an eyeball in a platinum inlaid vial worth 400 plus gold pieces. Duration. Concentration up to 1 hour. You call forth an aberrant spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the aberrant spirit stat block. When you cast the spell, choose Boulderkin, Mind Flayer, or Salad. The creature resembles the aberration of the kind, which determines certain details in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, it shares your initiative count, but it takes its own turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a spell slot, a higher level spell slot, use the spell slot level for the spells level in the stat block. Here we have the Aberrant Spirit, Medium, Aberration, Neutral, AC 11 plus the spell's level, hit points 40 plus 10 for each spell level above 4, speed 30 foot, fly 30 feet, hover, Boulderkin only, strength 16 plus 3, dexterity 10, 0, constitution 15 plus 2, intelligence 16 plus 3, wisdom 10, 0, charisma 6, -2, immunity psychic, senses dark vision 60 foot, passive perception 10, languages deep speech, understands the language you know, CR none, experience point 0. Okay, traits, regeneration, salad only. The spirit regains 5 hit points at the start of its turns if it has at least 1 hit point. Whispering aura, mind flayer only. At the start of each of the spirit's turn, the spirit emits a sonic energy. If it doesn't have the incapacitated condition, wisdom saving throw, DC equals your spell DC. Each creature other than you within 5 feet of the spirit failure is 2d6 psychic damage. Actions. Multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half this spell's level round down. Claw. Salad only. Melee attack rolls bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit is 1d10 plus 3 plus the spell's level slashing damage, and the target can't regain hit points until the start of the spirit's next turn. Eye Ray, Beholderkin only. Ranged attack bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Range 150 feet. Hit is a 1d8 plus 3 plus the spell's level psychic damage. Psychic slam, mind flayer only. Melee attack roll bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit is 1d8 plus 3 plus the spell's level psychic damage. Moving on to Summon Beast. Level 2 Conjuration, Druid, Ranger, casting time action, range 90 feet. Components VSM, a feather, tuft of fur, and a fishtail inside a gilded acorn worth 200 plus gold pieces. That's interesting. Duration, concentration up to 1 hour. You call forth a bestial spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the bestial spirit stat block. When you cast the spell, choose the environment: air, land, or water. The creature resembles an animal of your choice that is native to the chosen environment, which determines certain details in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. If you don't issue any, it uses the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a spell slot higher, use the spell slot's level for the spell's level of the stat block. Bestial Spirit. Small beast neutral. AC 11 plus the spell's level, hit points 20 air only or 30 land and water only, plus 5 for each spell level above 2, speed 30, climb 30 and land only, fly 60, air only, swim 30, water only. Strength 18 plus 4 plus 4. Dexterity 11 0 Constitution 16 plus 3 plus 3. Intelligence 4 -3 -3. Wisdom 14 plus 2 plus 2. Charisma 5 -3 -3. Senses dark vision 60 foot. Passive perception 12. Languages understands the language you know. CR none. Experience points 0. Player's Handbook, your proficiency bonus. Traits: fly by, air only. The spirit doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach. Pack tactics: land and water only. The spirit has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if it is at least one of the spirit's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally doesn't have the incapacitated condition. Very key. Water breathing, water only. The spirit can breathe underwater. Moving on to the actions. Multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of rend attacks equal to half of the spell's level. Round down. Rend melee attack roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit is 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level. Piercing damage. Summon Celestial, level 5, Conjuration, Cleric, Paladin. Casting time, action, range 90 feet, components VSM, a reliquary worth 500 plus gold pieces, duration, concentration, up to 1 hour. You call forth a celestial spirit. It manifests in an angelic form in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the celestial spirit stat block. When you cast the spell, choose Adventure or Defender. Your choice determines certain details in the stat block. That creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes the turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. You don't issue any. It takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a higher level spell slot, use the spell slot's level for the spell's level in the stat block. Celestial Spirit, large celestial neutral. Armor class 11 plus the spell's level, plus 2 defender only. Hit points 40 plus 10 for each spell level above 5. Speed 30 feet. Fly 40 feet. Strength 16 plus 3 plus 3. Dexterity 14 plus 2 plus 2. Constitution 16 plus 3 plus 3. Intelligence 10 0 0. Wisdom 14 +2 +2. Charisma 16 +3 +3. Resistances radiant. Immunities charmed, frightened. Senses dark vision 60 feet. Passive perception 12. Language celestial. Understands the language you know. CR none. Player's handbook equals your proficiency bonus. Actions multi attack. This spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half this spell level's round down. Radiant bow, Avenger only. Ranged attack bolts bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Range is 600 feet. Hit 2d6 +2 plus the spell's level radiant damage. Radiant mace, Defender only. Melee attack roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit is 1d10 +3 plus the spell's level radiant damage, and the spirit can choose itself or another creature it can see within 10 feet. Radiant mace, Defender only. Melee attack roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach 5 feet. Hit 1d10 +3 plus the spell's level radiant damage. The spirit can choose itself or another creature it can see within 10 feet of the target. The chosen creature gains 1d10 temporary hit points. Healing touch. Once per day, the spirit touches another creature. The target regains 10 hit points equal to 2d8 plus the spell's level. Summon construct. Level 4 conjuration wizard. Casting time. Action. Range 90 feet. Components VSM. A lockbox worth 400 plus gold pieces. Duration concentration up to 1 hour. You call forth the spirit of a construct. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the construct spirit stat block. When you cast a spell, choose the material: clay, metal, or stone. The creature reassembles an animated statue. You determine the appearance made of the chosen material, which determines certain details in the stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its own turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a higher level spell slot, use the spell slot's level for the spell's level in the stat block. Construct spirits. Medium construct, neutral. AC 13 plus the spell's level. HP 40 plus 15 for each spell level above 4. Speed 30. Strength plus 18 plus 4 plus 4. Dexterity 10. Constitution 18 plus 4 plus 4. Intelligence 14 plus 2 plus 2. Wisdom 11. No modifier, no addition. Charisma 5, -3, -3. Resistance, poison, immunities, charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned. Senses, dark vision, 60 foot. Passive perception, 10. Languages, understands the language you know. CR none. PB equals your proficiency bonus. Traits, heated body, metal only. A creature that hits the spirit with a melee attack that starts its turn in a grapple with the spirit takes 1d10 fire damage. Stony lethargy, stone only. When the creature starts its turn within 10 feet of the spirit can target it with magical energy if the spirit can see it. Wisdom saving throw, DC 10 equals your spell DC. The target, let me read that again. Wisdom saving throw, DC equals your spell DC. Save DC the target. That reads really weird. Failure. Until the start of your next turn, the target can't make opportunity attacks and its speed is halved. Actions. Multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of slam attacks equal to half this spell's level. Round down. Slam. Melee attack. Roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level bludgeoning damage. Reactions. Berserk Lashing, clay only. Trigger. The spirit takes damage from the creature. Respose. The spirit makes a slam attack against the creature if possible, or the spirit moves up to half its speed towards the creature without provoking opportunity attacks. Summon Dragon. Level 5, Conjuration Wizard. Casting time, action, range 60 feet, components VSM, an object with the image of a dragon engraved on it worth 500 plus gold pieces. Duration, concentration, up to 1 hour. You call forth a dragon spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the Draconic Spirit stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its own turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a higher level spell slot, use the spell slot's level for the spell's level of the stat block. Draconic Spirit, large dragon, neutral, AC armor class 14 plus spells level, HP 50 plus 10 for each spell level above 5, speed 30, fly 60, swim 30, strength 19 plus 4, dexterity 14 plus 2, constitution 17 plus 3, intelligence 10, wisdom 14 plus 2, charisma 14 plus 2. Resistances: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison. Immunities: charmed, frightened, poison. Senses: blind, sight 30 feet, dark vision 60 feet, passive perception 12. Languages: Draconic, understands the language you know. CR: none, equals your proficiency bonus. Traits: shared resistances. When you summon the spirit, choose one of its resistances. You have resistance to the chosen damage type until the spell ends. Actions: multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of rend attacks equal to half the spell's level, round down, and makes use of its breath weapon. Rend. Melee attack. Roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 10 feet. Hit 1d6 plus 4 plus the spell's level piercing damage. Breath weapon. Dexterity saving throw. DC equals your spell save DC. Each creature in a 30-foot cone. Failure is 2d6 damage. Of the type the spirit has resistance to your choice when you cast the spell. Success, half damage. Summon Elemental, level 4, Conjuration, Druid, Ranger, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 90 feet. Components VSM, air, a pebble, ash, and water inside a gold inlaid vial worth 400 plus gold pieces. Duration, concentration, up to 1 hour. You call forth an elemental spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the elemental spirit set block. When you cast the spell, choose the element air, earth, fire, or water. The creature resembles a bipedal form wreathed in the chosen element, which determines certain details in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its own turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using spell slot level higher, use the spell slot's level 2 for the spell's level in the stat block. Elemental Spirit, medium, elemental, neutral. AC 11 plus the spell's level of HP 50 plus 10 for each spell level above 4. Speed 40, burrow 40 feet, earth only, fly 40 feet, hover, air only, swim 40 feet, water only. Strength 18 plus 4 plus 4, dexterity 15 plus 2 plus 2, constitution 17 plus 3 plus 3, intelligence 4, negative 3, wisdom 10, charisma 16 plus 3 plus 3, resistance, acid, water only, lightning and thunder, air only, piercing and slashing, earth only. Immunities, fire only, poison, exhaustion, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned. Senses, dark vision 60 feet, passive perception 10, languages, primordial, understands the languages you know, CR none, PB equals your proficiency bonus. Traits, you have amorphous form, air, fire, and water only. The spirit can move through the space as narrow as 1 inch wide without counting it as difficult terrain. Actions, multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of slam attacks equal to half your spell's level round down. Summon, Fae, level 3, Conjuration, Druid, Ranger, Warlock, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 90 feet. Components, VSM, a gilded flower worth 300 plus gold pieces. Duration, concentration, up to 1 hour. You call forth a Fae spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the Fae spirit set block. When you cast the spell, choose a mood, fuming, mirthful, or trickery. The creature resembles the Fae creature of your choice, marked by the chosen mood, which determines certain details in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies in combat. The creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its own turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands and no action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a higher level spell slot. Use this spell slot's level for the spell levels in the stat block. Fae Spirit, small, Fae neutral. AC 12 plus the spell's level. Hit points 30 plus 10 for each spell level above 3. Speed 30, fly 30. Strength 13 plus 1 plus 1. Dexterity 16 plus 3 plus 3. Constitution 14 plus 2 plus 2. Intelligence 14 plus 2 plus 2. Wisdom 11. Charisma 16 plus 3 plus 3. Immunities, charmed. Senses, dark vision 60 foot, passive perception 10. Languages, Sylvan. Understands the languages you know. Languages you know. CR none equals your proficiency bonus. Actions, multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of Fae blade attacks equal to half the spirit's level round down. Fae blade, melee attack roll bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet. Hit is 2d6 plus 3 plus the spell's level force damage. Bonus actions. Fae step, the spirit magically teleports up to 30 feet in an unoccupied space it can see. Then one of the following effects occurs based on the spirit's chosen mood. Fuming, the spirit has advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its turn. Mirthful, wisdom saving throw DC equals your spell save DC. One creature the spirit can see within 10 feet of itself. Failure, the target is charmed by you and the spirit for 1 minute or until the target takes any damage. Trixie, the spirit fills a 10-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness, and it lasts until the which lasts until the spell end of its next turn. Summon Fiend. Casting time, action, range 90 feet, components VSM, a bloody vial worth 600 plus gold pieces, duration concentration up to 1 hour. You call forth a fiendish spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range and uses the fiendish spirit stat block. When you cast a spell, choose Demon, Devil, or Yoggoth. The creature resembles a fiend of the chosen type, which determines certain details in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your allies. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you, but if you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Using a higher level spell slot, use the spell slot's level for the spell's level in the stat block. Fiendish Spirit. Large, fiend neutral, AC 12 plus the spell's level, hit points 50 demon only or 40 devil only or 60 Yoggoth only, plus 15 for each spell level above 6. Speed 40, climb 40, demon only, fly 60, devil only. Strength 13 plus 1 plus 1, dexterity plus 3 plus 3, constitution 15 plus 2 plus 2, intelligence 10, wisdom 10, charisma 16 plus 3 plus 3, resistance is fire, immunities poisoned. Senses, dark vision 60 feet. Passive perception 10. Languages, abyssal, infernal. Telepathy 60 foot. CR none equals your proficiency bonus. Traits, death throws, demon only. When the spirit drops to 0 hit points or the spell ends, the spirit explodes. Dexterity saving throw DC equals your spell DC. Each creature in a 10-foot emanation radiating from the spirit failure is 2d10 plus this spell's level. Fire damage success is half as much. Devil's Sight, devil only. Magical darkness doesn't impede the spirit's dark vision. Magic resistance, the spirit has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, actions, multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half its spell level. DC, let me repeat that. Multi-attack, the spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half this spell's level round down. Bite, demon only. Melee attack roll bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach 5 feet. It is 1d12 plus 3 plus the spell's level. Necromantic damage. Claws, Yoggoth only. Melee attack roll bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reaches 5 feet. Hit 1d8 plus 3 plus the spell's level. Slashing damage immediately after the attack hits or misses. The spirit can teleport up to 30 feet in an unoccupied space it can see. Fiery strike, devil only. Melee or range attack roll. Bonus equals your spell attack modifier. Reach is 5 feet or range is 150 feet. Hit is 2d6 plus 3 plus the spell's level fire damage. That's it for now. Thank you for your likes and subscription. I trust that you find this useful for whatever your reasons, purposes. Please share with those who can utilize it. Until next time, bye.